Dreaming of owning a property in a prime location with great proximity and fantastic neighborhood? EJ Investments Sanyang Seaview Estate is the best choice you have been waiting for. Our Sanyang Seaview Estate is approximately 15 minutes drive away from the busy hub of Brusubi roundabout and into the heart of nature, where you can have a peaceful and relaxed lifestyle with your family. You can buy a finished 4-bedroom story with 5-year flexible payment plan or a service plot with 2-year payment plan option. With over 300 homes, you will enjoy big tar roads with covered drainage, modern electrification with solar street lights, gated entrance with security post, and a breath-catching experience of our beautiful sea view and lake view. You can own a home today at our Sanyang Seaview Estate. Call us today on 446-4838 or 325-9220. Visit our website on ejinvestments.net. EJ Investments, first in property.
Next time we are
yeah, definitely.
This is a different trip. What makes it different? The difference is that during the dictatorship we were trying to create a consensus among Gambians and friends of the Gambia against the dictatorship. This particular trip is post-dictatorship. The purpose of this trip is to engage the diaspora on 2 important points. One, on GMC's enduring values. 2, to share our message of progress, of inclusivity, our message of development to our countrymen around the world, countrymen and women around the world. And so this trip took me to a number of countries, to France, via Belgium, to Spain, to Germany, and it has been very instructive. I met Gambians and we shared with them what makes GMC very unique. It is the only political party that emphasizes the need for putting morality at the heart of the political discourse. Because we believe the reason why most Gambians look low upon politics is because politicians are considered corrupt. They are considered liars. They are considered cheats. They are considered as people who change their statements or their commitments as is convenient to them. They are considered as selfish. It is because of these reasons a lot of people do not want to get involved in politics. Now, the reason is this, because we do not have morality as part of a content of politics. And that is why the Gambia Moral Congress came into existence in order to take the issue of morality at the heart of the political debate. So that issues of honesty, issues of hard work, issues of integrity, issues of values would be crystal clear, and that our politics would be dictated and policies would be influenced by principles of morality. And this is the reason why we christen our party the Gambia Moral Congress. And we are not saying that we are the most moralistic. What we are saying that we seek to make the issue of morality prominent, so that when we practice politics with morality, honesty will become a creed in the civil service. That corruption will be limited because people will be imbued with a sense of purpose and a sense of morality. That people will go to work and not cheat on government by going home early. And that people will say the truth. Politicians will stick to their commitments. These are the sort of issues that are lacking in our politics today. So our party's purpose is to change that dynamics and then prove that we can indeed practice politics with morality.
You talked about morality.
And this is the message we took along to Europe. But also our vision for a better Gambia, our vision for providing real solutions to the challenges our country faces. And yes, we are confident that we can achieve that, because what we need in the country today, we need to invest in productive sectors. We need, first and foremost, to make sure that the Gambia is food secure. Because when people are hungry, the incidence of poverty becomes heavier. GMC has a plan to provide food security for the Gambian people. 2, this country, healthcare is really a huge problem. People get sick For basic ailments, women cannot even reproductive situations are terrible. So many diseases that can easily be cured, can easily be attended to. If you do not have the money to go to Senegal or elsewhere, you're in real trouble. And we have only 4 main hospitals. But medication is a problem. Experts are a problem. So GMC has a plan to transform the educational system. We also have a plan to change the educational system in the country, because we all know that two things are very important in education: access and quality. We have to focus on quality education and access as well, because it is education that is going to bridge the gap between the poor and the rich. It is also education that will transform the lives of the individual himself to become a better citizen. So we must train Gambians not only to compete with our citizens in this country, but with citizens across the world. And we must also emphasize on the need for infrastructure, because if we do not have the proper means of getting around, then the cost of services and goods will go high. It will become difficult for us to decentralize even development. So infrastructure is very high on our agenda. And we are also talking about energy security, because energy is an enabler that transforms lives. We have to have reliable and affordable electricity across the country. We must connect the poor and the dark areas, particularly the outside the combo area, combos, to the electricity grid. And because our continuous dependence on fossil fuel, that is petrol and diesel, and we are not a petrol producing country, but we have abundant sunlight. We must use what we have, our endowments, to invest in solar technology, because it is more efficient, it is cheaper, and it is also more durable. So the Gambia has every opportunity to ensure every village in this country is connected to electricity. We have what it takes. But we must focus on growing the economy. We cannot spend all of our time on just TRRC alone. We cannot spend all of our time on the recommendations of Janet Commission that has not even been properly implemented. We must focus on developing our people, human capital development. These are some of the messages we took our people. But today, the Gambia is that distressed. We spend a little over 600 million every month just to pay debts, legacy debts. Every month, $600 million goes to pay debt. Money that is wasted. And it is this money that we need, plus additional more, in order to invest in areas like education, like health, like agriculture, and so forth. So unless the economy is properly managed, we will not be able to grow the economy. And we have this problem of youth unemployment. All these are issues that we are battling with. But the most important part at the final stage of my trip was the issue of migration. When I went to Germany, I found just in one state alone, there are over 10,000 Gambians who are refugees, all of them seeking for asylum. In one state alone. And it is estimated we have 18,000 in that country alone. So you have roughly over 20,000 Gambians in Germany alone, who are Gambians, and they are young people between the ages of 14 and 35, and they're just sitting there. They have no future. It is the future of the Gambia that is being wasted. Unless we build a future for our people in this country here, and it is possible we can build a future if politicians put people first. This carnage, this voyage across the desert, right into the Mediterranean Sea, of which over 5,000 Gambians, over 5,000 immigrants have died. We cannot continue this recklessness. Leaders must be conscientious, and we cannot remain quiet. We cannot keep paying lip service to this situation when so many of our young people are dying. And the Gambia's future is being exported out of the country through mass migration. So, with 21 million migrants in Africa alone, in December 2016, the world came to the United Nations and created what is called the Global Compact. Africa has transformed this now into what is now called the Rabat process through the African Common Position. GMC supports that Rabat process in ensuring that we do the fundamentals that are necessary to make it possible for our young people to stay in the Gambia by improving education, by improving the conditions of economy through private sector-led growth, and also providing job opportunities and entrepreneurial capacities for Gambians in the country. These are some of the messages I carried along to Gambians outside, and to share our values with them. Because our values as Gambians are disappearing. The values of honesty, of hard work, that our parents would work on the farm and eat from their sweat. Nowadays, today, it is get rich quick. And all this wasteful spending in government, spending millions on vehicles, on fuel for those vehicles, wasteful spending on useless travels. All these are issues in which we must curtail. And I'm sure a lot is being done. I was in government, a lot is being done to resolve some of these issues. But we must empower the sectors that are going to lead growth in this country.
You talked about morality. We say we have morality versus legality in this country concerning the 3 and 5 years issue. UDP have made their stance very clear, and of course sides have been taken, lines have been drawn. As a political party, which side of the divide are you in, morality or legality?
It's very clear. Our position has been very consistent. Very consistent. We have never wavered from our position from day one. When I was first relieved from the Minister of Interior, the interview I had first on these 3 years, 5 years was with Paradise FM, precisely by Keba Kamara, called Keba Kacha. And in that particular interview, I was asked about the 3 years or 5 years. Our position was clear. It is true, the coalition met and we agreed on 3 years. That was our agreement. At the end of the 3 years, the candidate then, who is now president, would step down. And then he will not contest in subsequent elections. He's going to organize free and fair elections for everybody. And then it will be an independent and a free and fair elections in which he will not participate. And then we'll move forward. This was the agreement. Now, as time went on, the candidate shifted his position that he is not going to serve the 3 years. He's going to serve the full mandate. The agreement is sacrosanct. But the sacrosanct of the agreement is below the sanctity of the Constitution. So if he wants to go the constitutional channel, nobody can dispute that because the Constitution grants a 5-year mandate. Although we campaign across the country promising Gambians a 3-year mandate. So both are relevant. The 3 years is relevant, the 5 years is relevant. But the greatest strength is afforded to the Constitution because the Constitution can be enforced. But the 3-year agreement versus the Constitution is weaker. So our position is we would have loved the candidate to respect the 3 years. But if he wants to go to 5 years, then that cannot also be faulted. Now, for GMC, we had made it very clear. For us to have election in 2019 is not realistic. Why is it not realistic? One, we have the same constitution that Jammeh left with us. And this constitution is heavily skewed in favor of the incumbent. Simple majority you are going through. And it is now the prevailing trend across the world, developed world, and in developing countries, is to have absolute majority, 51% plus. Now, the current constitution does not cater for that. That is very important. So we cannot have a political party, a group with only 25% support of the electorates. Then you have 75% of them who are against that political party. This is why it is essential that we reform the laws. First and foremost, we reform the laws, have a new constitution. And under the new constitution, we can have proper elections. Secondly, we need to change the election laws, the electoral laws. And the system of registration, the system of attestation, there are too many distortions in our election laws. And unless we sanitize the election laws, we will have something similar to what we had with Jammeh. That is to say, we are going to support the incumbent. The current political laws support only President Barrow because they favored only Yahya Jammeh at the time. If we want to institute democracy in our country, we must change those laws, and those laws have not been changed. So if we want to be fair to our countrymen, it will be practically impossible. I want election 2019, but it is not realistic. And we must be honest to ourselves that because it is not realistic, we have 2 more years to go. So GMC is supporting the 5 years for these reasons. But we are saying that it was necessary for the president to consult the coalition before he will make his declaration. That was what he should have done. He should have engaged the coalition, and then the coalition will come together and endorse his position if we are convinced. It should not be the coalition going to the president. And that was why we do not support a process where the coalition is organizing itself to go and beg the president to continue with 5 years, because that is anomalous. And GMC will not stand for that. And that is why we really shun that process, because we believe it should be the other way around. We have nothing against President Barrow going for 5 years if he wants to, because the 3 years is not realistic now. It is no longer realistic. But he should have engaged us earlier. He should have consulted us. And the fact that he said it wasn't necessary for him to consult the coalition is a real problem. So here, first we have the candidate who was committed to 5 years, and we campaign. You all know, you are all there. We campaigned for 3 years. And that's why we voted for 3 years. But the candidate has changed to 5 years. GMC's position remains the same. You're talking about UDP. They have changed also. The UDP is maintaining the 3 years, according to the coalition agreement. So I don't see much inconsistency here. You
have been criticizing the new government that barely 1 month after resigning that there is no system change. So what motivated you to work for such government?
I did not criticize the current government just simply leaving. No, I am not. I was motivated by the fact that we are trying to replace an infrastructure What we have succeeded in doing on December 1, 2016, was to change the political landscape. We have changed the political leadership. But the structures of the old system are still there. We are still dealing with the same laws. When it comes to the police and the security, it is the same Armed Forces Act we have. It is the same Police Act we have. It is the same method of operation that we have. The only improvement in terms of human rights is nobody is now arrested and killed. Nobody is now arrested and tortured. And it is difficult now to have these things done because even if the system wants to do that, Gambians will fight against it. So we have that modicum of human right improvement. But the system has not changed because I'm in the civil service and I know the inefficiency. I know the corruption is still ongoing. I know the wasteful spending is still going on. I know the lack of commitment to public welfare is still ongoing. So the system exists up to now. And unless we change the system that was there 22 years, the political change will be meaningless.
Honorable Mai, we would love to have you in the local language for the benefit of
Yes.
those that are,
What do you mean by that?
You have to understand, those who think about dictatorship just think of Yahya Jammeh alone. Dictatorship is a system, it's a political system, it's an organized system of politics. And it permeates all over the government, all over the government. Now, the elements of the dictatorship that are here are clear. I indicated to you the institutions that operated under the dictatorship have not changed. It is fundamentally the same people who are operating this system. And there are no substantial change in the manner in which these institutions are run. One. Number two, the laws that empower the dictatorship are still here. I indicated to you. It is these same laws that are being enforced. So today, if any of you or if any citizen violate those laws, they will deal with you just like the dictators who was dealing with our citizens those days. And we have also still have the same governance system, with the exception of human rights improvement. That is still part of this, the characteristics of the dictatorship. So yes, we have aspects of the dictatorship that continue to besettle Gambia's progress onwards. And the mindset is still there. Unless this mindset is also transformed, the dictatorship will continue to live among us. It is not just Yahya Jammeh alone. It is the system he put in place that continually imposes negative tendencies on Gambians. And this is the reason why I asserted that the dictatorship, elements of its characteristics still exist.
What were the concerns raised by the migrants, especially those you meet in France? Because we understand also you have meeting with some Gambian migrants. What are the main issues that they raised during the meeting? And of course, just to follow up with the final one, you were an advisor to the president, of course, Adam Barrow. And now, of course, he has no solely advice to know that. And of course, in fact, he has broken the record when it comes to as a Gambian president who, in fact, has the highest number of advisors, some of whom have no qualifications or whatsoever. What do you say to that?
It was very tragic when I got to France, in Paris, after meeting Gambians. I was informed that we have many of our citizens who are homeless and living in the streets in Paris. So I decided to go and visit these Gambians. I met them outside it's extremely cold right now, very cold. They're living in the cold and in makeshift, it's just very pathetic. It's very sad when you find them there. Their main concern is our politicians, our country has failed them. Because they do not have opportunities in their own countries, they have to flee the country in search of better opportunities. And they hope that political leaders like myself will put their interests first. And what I did, I met with the French authorities in order to put up their case. Because all of the people that I met, all of them, they are all documented. In fact, 25% of those people who are outside are all refugees with documentation. In my meeting with the French authorities, I made it very clear. And I am glad to report to you that those Gambians are no longer in the streets. They have been provided with accommodation before I would even get back to Gambia. So that is an achievement of the trip that we have realized this time. But when I was in Germany, I met Gambians also in Stuttgart. They have 3 organizations. One is called the Gambian Network. This is about 500 professionals who are supporting Gambian asylum seekers. Then you have the Asylum Council that is also supporting Gambians. Then you have the Gambian Network. And all of them, the concern that they have is that the Gambia is still not a safe country of origin. That is to say, the conditions that give rise to dictatorship have not completely evaporated. So their concern is we must be supportive to building a future that they want. And in their letter of June 2019, and a subsequent letter that they wrote in September that I have not received yet, but was given the opportunity to have it in Germany. So we are going to work on the issues that are of concern to them, working with the government and working with Parliament, so that their lot can be better off. Because we have more than 3,400 Gambians in Germany ready to be deported. 3,400 Gambians in Germany ready to be deported. And the Gambia is not ready to receive them. There is no future for them here. So it is not just enough for the European Union and for Germany to continue deporting our citizens, because in 2018 alone, 144 Gambians were deported from Germany. And no African country accepted their deportees, except the Gambia, in 2018. This is a record and this is a fact. Now, the Gambia must begin to have a serious negotiation. Because when I was Interior Minister, my very first month, what I did was to put an embargo in deportations. I stopped deportations. I refused to accept our citizens back, and this is a matter of record. The European Union was very aware, no deportation from Gambia, except from Libya, which was voluntary repatriation. And we brought back home 1,300 Gambians from Libya, voluntarily. But we stopped deportation. And not only that, we also put an end to the issuance of passports that were bogus, that were subject to trafficking. This was an early stages when I became Interior Minister. Of course, when we came, we did not even have any policy on migration. I created a policy on migration with my team, and we validated it in October. Before that, we also had a migration profile on the Gambia. So we were on the way towards creating the necessary fundamentals that will give the Gambia the tools it needs to deal with migration governance. So these are fundamental issues, they are universal issues, these are global issues that the whole world must come together. From the Valletta process in 2006, all the way down to the Global Compact in 2016, to the Rabat process in 2018, all governments must come together, and the common African position must be implemented. Europe must have an orderly, safe pathway towards legalization of migration and granting documentation to those who are already there. Not only that, Europe must be engaged by Africa, including the Gambia, to educate and train our citizens who are there before sending them back home, because they are packing them there for years without just eating and sleeping. Rather, Europe could use the opportunity to train them into professions and also educate them, so that even when they return home, they will have skills and jobs that they can use to have a livelihood.
Honorable, what is your take on this 3 years Jotna movement?
I have been very clear on that, and yes, Jotna, and my party will not come out in support of them.
My second question, you didn't answer. Many number of.
Well, that is an executive discussion of the president. I cannot speak for him. Only the president can explain why he has too many advisors, some of whom you say have no qualification. He is the best person to respond to that. I wouldn't be able to say anything about that.
Honorable, one question. You once told Keba Kamara that President Barrow, the coalition, agreed on 3 years. But during one interview with some of the media, you said Barrow should go in for 5 years. Is that?
Can you say which interview was that?
During Kerr, Fatou, you have interviewed.
No. I never. If you go over, I want everybody to produce every video or every record I stated on the 3 years, 5 years. It's very consistent. You are wrong. I never said that. Go back to Kerr and look at that video. And you will find out exactly what I had said is what I have repeated here. So my position remains the same. And I challenge anybody to prove video evidence or documentary evidence that contradict what I had said today.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. My another GMC jibe kafule mi alon ko abaloring morality ko le passa baki anila diamu ko bambandi baki
Tonyalem.
another GMC around ko janne 2016 campaign ke ko banko mole finti cafe for 3 years na another my jibe my is a lawyer and my board discussion of be kono ni wo agreement of be kono but saying anu nara murun ko denke my bay from interior moment decision moy mi arna may bayta but nadaje ko denke honorable murunta rake advisory paroyal with all the criticism mo yalon ko wadi je wolin kan ko inada fango jaaje ko ibe daha kan because ni me daha yamuru yela political party de la ko mol ba finti kan do parti bula kan bari be commande kan senon so on andum 3 years 5 years afele andum banko dingol le finti kan ko denke kada ka push bari GMC ko dati je 5 years yamira nin sanjilulo timata yamira nal finta mol kan ko denke GMC yamira mol ba confidence soto nola o mo question clear question flanyango ngajele Ousainou Dabo tala diaspora tola ako Gambia lem diaspora lem 6 regions ni la Gambia jibe because Gambia dingol le bi anu ko kumbu kane pour ye Dabo la carte ko 2021 for GMC ifana yo complaint si fal soto le bang ni alon ko banko dingol ko lafte Dabo la carte ko kono le
ela nyini gar fulo wolem 3 years 6 years nyinti na parti me 3 years 5 years na parti me morality ngamira ngadali loli tandi ka asapati ko ka sapati ndiko follow coalition o bentale ko nyene mun na kambengoti ka fo ko pre ninga election o gagner president baro même candidat wotumo sanji sababe sila woleto nin sanji sabo nyimbanta abe jilale abe election o organizer du ni election o tata dabla la jata kala candidat oti o mu kulere sattole tinga men don ma men ko nyoye coalition o la karola bari kabring tameta demanding president onata na faling ako sanji sabo nyin ate sila wala katu luwa sanji lule diala luwala nyin sanji lulo abe wole fasala ndel nyin na kambe ngo sanji sabo nyinti ndela place ndela diamo keda nyineti ko afulo bele wajibiyata kadu folo forol nali alla foro ya kan sir nyobala nyokan o foro ya kan fana ngo bamanta bakele bari o mu foro ya kan lati ning sariyan fana yo foro ya kan nyin soso woto sariyan la be sembo so la foro ya kan nyinti anu foro ya kan nyin wala musanji saboti bari sariyan sanji lulo le fo ndol ko accident le bake president Adam Barrow ay sanji sabo nyin aya fasa bari mbete momento ana madungu inyanta kera crossir lalti iya jube fo ku fasi benno fata benno la mbela fila ngata carte fayola carte nyin sanji sabo kono la president Barrow anyanta fo nyola sanji sabo men kono nga do ko le nga sasi do ko le anyanta menkela wolam kan luwal faling kan na masakunda bundal bambandi isaje ni luwal falinta masakunda bundal bambanta ci election kuto soto nim masakunda membe sayla no masanji sabo kola wosina yiriwa bunda jama do ko ke bari ngaje ko nyin sanji sabo kono la nawo ferol pour que luwal man falin no bi nimpi dol ko dia ko ya nyin December karo nyin sawo kono la ngata election la mba jalala ko ya jame luwa kurung men mulla jang aka tapale ke nyame pour ka gagner o luwa façon le bi jang hani say mbi ya jame ala luwan men ye security sembentu andi anina luwa anina na election la luwalu anin ID card kaso do luwal menila anin carte voters card fanan kaso luwal menna wol mumé be luwal men yalon ko luwa jawol lamu fonge seniyandi adun tan mumé be kenola na nyin sanji sabo kono la ma atakenola adiyatante president Barrow ji ngata sanji sabo la bari ni bida sanji sabo la luwal men bijang wol luwal nyine president Barrow le fasa kadum president Barrow ko abekala candidate rotule adun mota dunia kono men sa bari no wala kadu Gambia la luwa yo sembo dialale na lafta lola president yala Gambia luwa sembo dialale bari nabe lola fanan luwal men bije bi wole president le fevo kadu luwal ni yajamele luwal ke o place la woto ni ma luwal faling ase kolea pour nga election so do mentilinta wala tina GMC ko amansi wato mansi folo pour nga dia ko afrose oke damandang yajame système men bula jang carte la fayola ni ma système o faling mbe men sotla wala mi yajame nyongo kotenke mbola sotla kadu asisone no president Barrow bulu hani ayatara nin kemelamu atesta ni lulu damman soto nyin patidol mu mi atala nyotema assassino diakuya bari sa dunia membe falinkan banko be men deka wala mu ning ala tare ila nyanda kala man sa kewti ila pati nyanda ganyela 51% nyanda ka soto le anu wala nyanda kala na luwa kutoti bari luwa kuto nyi manda da folo ngaji ko soto ko janning sankuto membinara abedara la kono wala na GMC ko woto alinga batu ngaluwal ke anoto kadu ni korontota hawjo kan I korontota ikana nimisale ni korontota ikata faltafalle ni tafaltafal ibena boylale ni boyta dum fana abena kana nimisolete wala nan tol ko adiyata ni president Barrow ya kan o kanta bari après amam pare ka kan o kanta ako abeda sanji lulo la wala mu luwati andung ay boloso do fana nakarola woto hani bi nga fitno bula ngata sanji lulo nyinna nga jiko so ko sanji fulo membe tula jensu luwal falinno ni nga election kuto nati me alon ko wolbe fiala mo be fe nyina mun to la daliloti diaspora la ko honorable Ousainou Dabo men fo ndefana na mirela diaspora ko mata bake kadum ye ko men fa yola 50 defana wala tin nga men fo na angale counto nko nyi niaje molbe fa kam bakono molbe fa kan sahara de sat kono la fondin kewlu man kusoto isme mudano ila banko kanja ye fam munafang niaje wo sotota maso kundalu aning politicianul aning nyatonkolu wolle man banko dingul la ila nyatota anila nafa wolle man lo asilo kan wala atina na fondin kewlu akolate bulu pour isibalu no ila banko kanjang on nyanda falindiro le kela maso kundala tamanyala nyanda falindiro le kela na londo la karola nyanda falindiro le kela na banko la fanko tamanyala isaje fanko siyiriwa gambe diwol fanan isi munafan sorno ila banko kan ye fam munafan jang janni be fala kenyo kono sahara ani be fala ba kono la taring bari o mume be politicien olu ntenga wolle blame ni be pollution le la karola katu na banku dingol ninga wol kuma yandi katamin dol fongol la mbe bata jama kono ndew kala bari pollution li fongol le kuma yandi katambi banku dingol la wala tan be nyum bata kono wala sina nyanto system o falina
okay so I isi commande la pour ya kata ya fero beke ni wa reform kala ya de ko banku dingol be banta onen day black carte ko
wamu gambia la luwaleti ndo ganyi ko sodo ko gamenon membe diaspora kona election nala ifana be election o kelale wala mu kuti GMC be men kele kan mbele fila ngaje ko gamenol be diaspora mewo men ni eligible ta ifana ye election o ke participate ila banko la samoto ko gambe dun men be banko kan kadu gambe dun la gambe diya abuka falling fo be gambe banko kan fo be gambe banko bantala ibe dawda mu gambe dun lati woto ila o nyanto gambe diya nyanto asembo ibe dawda anyanta futile majele wala sinan to lenin fevo ko diaspora men be gambe bantala ifana inyantale karto fay control ka fay nyamen katu ibijele ibe nafulo soto kan ibe dimbal balundi kan jang ibe karamul jokan ibe bungul lokan ibe badiul makoy kan bantala ibo gambe dun lati ibe la do ko le ke kan banta inyanta ka menki jang woto ila nyanto ngane bali wala ila siyo banta kamala wala mu kudi melo gam delba no ma
ya fole ko bonso kundado kabrila nyinto do ko still now dictatorship do bigele fo nyindabe ko kono miatina resign e do ko bula pour que president wala advice
hani ngamira kabiri nganna conference ke Kairaba hotel seniata bake nakmo seniata bake nko ngamen folo wala niaje mbota masakunda kono ngajale ko man na faso je na plaso man na fajala kotenke adu ni man na faje na plaso la je yamal plaso nyinna woto mbe haramo lo do mo gambe dum be njola fenna man nyana men domala ngakato kele bari labo ngajale ko aman na faso do wala sinan findita ni be ko kono la iman na aje ko iman na faso do je kotenke inyanda findila le ngamira wala musiloti wala sinan findita katu man na faje nataro la je ngakato ke akoy tam mako nataro je sanyi labo aman na faso do findita
honorable ngamle nu frontu ga ta president yamol nu mol fele nu kadano state house enak produit ko kataye ko to dawne e kaya monde e bakay mon si bala ba
ndengalo ne ko state house mu gambia bela la bunguti wala mu gambia la bumbati oto membi je wala mu ning president ni mol be bennaje ngamira o nyirin karo president la nyanda ka o jabi katum ninde be state house ngalon ko natarantele be state house mi dul ka je nyame mbi atakela ndeta sonna wala ndeta sonna wala bari munatina be ke kanje même president membi je wala sa jabi no katum mol kata wala ya ben ko kata wala ya bari nsinyi senendi ko nin telam president ti mi dingol men ke je wota kala nde sonna wala kaatu nimpareta o midim façon la mbe fintele le ngamol tara banta kaatu state house ndeya amanke wodulati nde la mira loto bari ma fako at memba ke ko mu ku jawoleti atrasa le bula je nyamen bari ndeya nde to kala
Oh my god.
Era mo do nyen konto mo bondi ha hay ine be tulli konto mo bondi wadi ko nangol bu ko barka
Ibrahima le
la domoro ka diaten
boy jannon sikes restaurant
e say nakko be ni na dimbal nimba domoro kala janno
domoro seneyata adiyata topotoro fanan kendema bije luntan during tamala abeka domoro ki janni adi manda wala de te ka we bijele anim fanan ka fadi jang ikono e fa e ka fa minne ko pastry anim bakery iko fanan be kalele badde lomba conference lomba workshop lomba ye fo fendin lon dunia kono domoro betama nyillom international otoda number 1
amanke ba domo la jandama
esa domo jang is atariya
wo mu kubandi
sa na ko sa futandin
oto sa na ko be mu CK's restaurant
ndafa na janna mu yat ni manje dorom bija
aban
CK's restaurant, known for best quality food and customer satisfaction.